Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays Magicite. You might be saying, what the heck is up with this random number generator you got down in the bottom left? We're going to use that to make our Magicite runs a little bit more interesting, because I think I've demonstrated it's pretty easy to beat the game if you just kind of rush decks as much as you possibly can. Now, we're not going to use the random number generator to pick our race, because we did finally unlock the Dwelf, so this is probably going to be a, dex-focused run, considering I have the Dwelf. But we're going to use our random number generator to pick our hat, even if it ends up being a not dex-focused hat. So we have, how many hats do we have unlocked? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We have 18 hats. Generate one random integer between 1 and 18. Go. Here we go. 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be our Berserker's Scarf. That's all right. And as for companions, well, it doesn't really matter which one we take. I'm going to just make sure we take one this time. And then we're going to re-roll how many times? Let's go back here and we'll say between 1 and 10 re-rolls for our stats. And then we'll go with random stats. 8 re-rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we get hungry and plus 2 HP. All right. I think that, especially after this run with the Dwelf, it's going to be very interesting to try and see how this random number generator helps things work. Because I think, again, it is just a little bit too easy if we take randomness out of the equation. It's just far too easy to actually win, as you saw that we did last time. Now, I know that even if we won Magicite every single time, there would be people who would still be totally stoked to see that, and that is super cool. I love that. I'm glad that I have another series that people like as much as some of the other ones. But I think we need to make things a little bit more complicated just to make things interesting, and this will help out and make every run a little bit different. So obviously, as the Dwelf, one of the things that's most important for us is our dexterity. So we will be using arrows this time, much in the same way we've used arrows pretty prodigiously in the past. But, we might end up having some interesting runs like perhaps a magic-focused Dwelf or something like that, or a magic-focused Berserker or something like that if we continue using this random number generator, is my thinking at least. So I don't really want to make a wooden sword if possible. I'd rather just use our axe to kill things, even though it seems a little bit dangerous because, obviously we're getting hurt in the process. But one thing we don't have for sure is Potion Brewer. I'm just trying to see if maybe there is some more stone around here. Looks like stone. Oh, there's one up there. That allows us to make one refined stone, which is not quite enough to get to what we actually need. I'm trying to get a stone pick, and then I'll probably start making stone arrows because, well, I'll probably make a stone sword after that, and then stone arrows. For now, though, our wood supply is crazy. And we may also, I still have some other challenges to actually unlock in the game. Oh, you know what? We can use bone for arrow early on. That's awesome. We still have some other challenges that we could very much concern ourselves with unlocking here. Like, getting to level 40 seems totally feasible. The most likely way to make that happen is probably going to be by, like, farming bosses, in particular farming broodmothers. But anyway, there's more stone in them thar hills. Takes us how many hits to kill a bee? Oh, well, we'll never know, because we're out now. Alright, Slime, come on down. You're the next contestant on Get Fucked, Give Me Potions. Well, maybe we'll actually just ignore you guys for now. And we can, it's level 1. We can just farm pigs for our goods here. I don't think we're going to be able to get away with this one without building a sword. Please don't hurt me. Thank you for breaking. But thank you also for not breaking until the very end. Alright, so let's make a sword quickly. It was stupid of me to not do that earlier. But probably won't have a huge impact on things. Like this, and that, and this, and there we go. Alright, so now we'll go kill this slime. We've been very lucky to find as many herbs as we have so far. We've got some more bone here. Bone seems like a pretty sweet supply for our arrows when we're using stone for other stuff like tools. So this will be 3 stone, and we also have some coal now, which would allow us to craft some, like a fire starter, for example. And this will be stone level 4. Which will give us, thank you, Berserker's helmet, or Berserker's bandana, by the way, which will allow us to make a stone pickaxe, which is an extremely important thing to get as early as possible to tech up. Get to that iron gear, and a lot of iron gear can keep you going for quite some time, You can still be using an iron axe into the very, very end game, if you want to. I'm not necessarily recommending it, but I have done it in the past, and it's turned out totally fine. It's really nice to have a class where you start with the bow, so you don't actually have to worry about crafting one yourself. And okay, well, we could punch these guys with mushrooms if we want to. Very, very confident that we will reach the final level, or the 5th level here before the end, which will give us our first skill. And we'll probably go a dex-focused skill. We could re-roll the skills as well if we wanted to, but I'm not going to. But we could, but I'm not going to. Just because I've already closed the random number generator. Who knows, maybe that's a resource hog. Alright, speaking of a resource hog, this guy right here, probably mad that we've been killing all of his little children so far. So that is Druid's Arrow. Perform an extra jump while summoning a badass arrow. So people have told me about this skill, the strength version of this skill at least. We use it after jumping, and it summons a sweet arrow downwards, which will do a lot of damage. So we'll try to use that effectively for the first time in my young life. Generating a decent amount of potions. The other thing we could random number generate is, you know, which sectors we actually go to, which biomes we choose to go to. But we'll tackle that in a future run. This one's just kind of a proof of concept because, you know, do keep in mind that I wanted to make sure that we played as the Dwelf considering we unlocked it, so I didn't even reroll class. And class is going to be the most important thing to, you know, randomize. Otherwise, I would probably just play as the Dwelf every single time because, seriously, Dex gives you seemingly by far the best chance of victory. Maybe Magic as well. I've heard Magic is really good. And even, you know, despite sucking, I did really well on my Magic run. So, we're going to go to the forest one more time, at the very least. I need to pick up more arrows. It seems like a stupid idea for me not to do that, so we're going to do it. And we definitely don't need monster pelts. We definitely don't need spider webs. We could certainly use bone. 9 arrows is not a whole hell of a lot. Leather is something we'll keep. We will make a fire starter. We need some cooked meat. Cooked meat is an important HP reservoir for us, especially not having Potion Brewer. This helps out a lot. And of course, we also have Navi following us around. Is it not Navy following us around? So that we can heal up as much as possible at the end of every level. Now, we have 3 Ironite. That's not enough to really do anything with. We want to sell our stone pick. I want to put this back up here. And this back up here, unless we want to buy a bone sword. We will be buying a bone sword. So we will be selling our wooden sword. Although we crafted it and got some... We got Dex plus 3 out of our wooden sword? Really? Now the thing with these is that equipping them doesn't give you the bonus. It's only after you actually switch to it that it gives you the bonus. You know what? This wooden sword is probably as good as a wooden sword, or sorry, as a stone sword or a bone sword. They're the same tier, would be. Yeah, so maybe we'll just stick with this wooden sword. It's gonna break at some time in the near future, but this at least gives us the ability to save money for a little while. All right, that's interesting. Let's put it that way. So this will give us enough iron to, on the next level, craft an iron pick. We could craft it right now, except that, you know, we don't have a portable smelter, or furnace, if you will. Now, the boar is worth killing, I think, for the extra HP, and the extra EXP, sorry. Okay, 2 bosses right next to one another is actually just kind of like a cruel joke. Especially considering the limited amount of arrows we have, we're not going to be seriously entertaining the thought of actually fighting these bosses. I would love to, for the chance to get more experience, but so be it. We can farm bosses later when we're in a little bit, you know, more sustainable of a position. Okay, seriously. We did it. Looking a little scary there for a moment. And this is a moment where I would like to use some arrows. I would rather use arrows on the boar, as you might expect. 3 hits is enough. That's pretty good. And then 2 hits on our bug. We'll sort it out. Not quite going to give us another level, but we're doing pretty well with respect to that so far. We can always come back for that boss tier if we want to. I don't really want to, though. Wow, that is a lot of herb right off the bat. Okay, so far so good. We do need to pick up some more sticks. You got to be fucking kidding me, by the way. Didn't aggro her, which is great. But you got to be fucking kidding me with the amount of bosses. Are you serious? That's the 4th boss that we've encountered. I would actually legitimately fight the dinosaur that shows up, and I might legitimately fight the beehive, but I'm not gonna fight the beehive next to a pirate lady, and I'm not gonna fight the pirate lady standalone either. Super annoying. Oh well. We do need to farm some sticks before the end of this. You don't need to farm wood for gold anymore. Well, I mean, you never had to in the first place, I guess, but There's no point in doing it right now, in my opinion. Or less point of doing it at the very least. But I need sticks for arrows, so... What happened to my axe? Oh, it broke, right, I remember when I was fighting the, the bee. Way back when bees were actually problematic. Alright, so we did get a little bit of extra experience. Still killing pigs, you know, we got some coal, I think, on this level already, so... I can use that to make some more cooked meat, which is very helpful as a big eater. I think I have a much better chance overall of... oh, well, we'll craft an axe quickly. I think I have a much better chance overall of getting HP back. That might sound silly, but, you know, instead of having only, like, one opportunity to eat meat and get HP back, which I'll have on most sectors, if I was not a big eater, I'll probably have 2. Especially if I just go multiple sectors without actually eating. So I get down to, like, you know, 2 hunger, and then I can eat 4 pieces of cooked meat in order to get HP back. Anyway, hopefully you understand my logical and deductive reasoning there. It may be wrong, but at least I've explained myself. You know, in school they always tell you, show your work, even if you're wrong. We can use the new curriculum to find some kind of way to pass you despite your rudimentary knowledge and staggering ignorance of the actual course material. Oh, that was really good. Well, we get healed for 1 on the next level anyway, and, well, let's roll. We're going to the forest. Didn't have a choice in the matter. So we may end up just buying an iron pick. How much iron do we have? 9. Yeah, we'll buy an iron pick. And, oh. Wow, I dropped it all the way down there. Why am I actually going down there to, like, sell 5 spider webs? There we go. We got 15 gold back. Amazing. We don't really want to sell anything else, honestly. Well, we'll sell the stone pick. Stone itself will become stone arrows. But we can just keep stone in our inventory until we want to craft those. Keep it raw, you know? And then for iron, we'll buy an iron pick. And we could make, like, an iron that was weird. We could make an iron shield, but I kind of just want to keep, like, raw iron in my inventory. Might sound, like, super silly, but... Oh, we can sell our mushrooms as well. It might sound super silly, but, I don't think it is. Because I don't really want to make an iron shield, and we don't have enough leather to make any other kind of iron gear right now. So, like, I could craft an iron sword, but we can probably just buy one later. How's our wooden sword's durability doing? 21 out of 50. It'll last 1 more sector for us, probably. Yeah, so you might disagree with my decision-making process here, but I'm sticking with it regardless. So it's going to be a little bit non-traditional. So let me go over this. Why am I keeping raw stone instead of crafting stone gear or stone arrows? So we can stack up more raw stone when we actually go to the... You know what? We don't need to eat here either. So we can stack up more raw stone in our next level without it taking up an extra inventory slot. And then when we want to craft it, we can craft it all at once in arrows. Why am I not using iron to make anything? Well, because I want to make dex improving gear with leather and iron, but we don't have enough leather to actually accomplish that just yet. Hopefully that sorts you out right there. Once we get more leather, I will use our ironite specifically for that. We can also start getting gold and diamondite, which is great, because we're still pretty early on in the game, so making that happen feels pretty good. May have to craft another sword here. We can get away with crafting a stone sword if we have to. I would rather not, as you might expect. Oh, come on. Well, 2-shotting bees feels really good. And just break you. Probably shouldn't actually be using my sword to kill pigs. Should just be using, like, my hands, or, like, use my potion or something like that. I must have hit that with, like, a stray arrow earlier. Anyway, still don't really want to fight bosses, even though we are at an appropriate level, but we've been doing well enough with HP that I think we could probably, you know, go to the Veld or something next. Feel pretty good about it. There we go. Yeah, like, we could probably survive, assuming we have enough arrows, and that could be fun. That could be a good time. And, of course, now I am just still punching these guys with my sword, thus wrecking its durability for no reason. Anyway, level ups are coming, though. Mostly we're here to mine, get ironite gear, and then allow us to have a ton of arrows in the form of stone for the next level. And we'll just break this bad boy open. We don't really want the mushroom, but so be it. Use this to crack this guy over the head. And there's some more leather. So that will probably be enough for us now. How many bone arrows do we have left? 0. Okay. Well, we can craft 5 more. Or we can make like 50... Yeah, 45 stone arrows, which seems way more obvious to me which one of those is better. Good, good, good. Okay, a little bit ballsy there. Probably would not recommend doing that. So be it. And hopefully, and I never thought I would say this, hopefully this is our last forest level, because I actually have enough stone arrows, I think, to tackle a harder biome and maybe level up a little bit faster. Maybe. It's also possible that I'm being a little bit overly ambitious. So far, so good, though. Level 10, roughly a quarter of the way through the game. You know, that's where we need to be for level 40, but levels are usually a little bit slower going later on. But we're going to try to buck that trend, or, you know, equalize for it by visiting harder biomes, if possible. Because I'd like to get the hat, you know? The more hats we unlock, the better. We could probably get away with fighting our boss here as well. Come on. I wish we got, like, the Wisp, maybe, as our special ability, but we didn't. Thank you for not taking the high road there, or the low road, sorry, if you know what I mean. How about this one? Okay, that's fine. Not gonna be able to make it all the way over here. And just be careful. We should still be fine. Let me try this. Oh, shit, that missed. We may end up using all of our arrows for a very limited amount of experience here. Not thrilled about that. All of our arrows are gone. Remember what I talked about earlier? You know, getting good experience and having enough arrows to tackle a harder biome next? Turns out that might be total bullshit. How much HP does this motherfucker have left? Ah, it's stuck in the wall. Okay, well, we have to decide. We could go to the swamp next time. We haven't been to the swamp in a while. You know what I'm gonna say. Donkey. Where are you going? Good. I'm gonna go over here for a second. We got some time to tackle this situation. We definitely want more stone. How many arrows? We have 4 stone arrows. We can also quickly craft 10 bone arrows. So let's start with the bone arrows. Where you at, boss? I'm gonna get you. I missed with almost all of them. It's alright, we'll go back and get these. We're so close to level 10, I can't refuse. This was a terrible decision on my part. Your wooden sword is about to break. Lovely. Our bow... Like, hitting the enemy with our bow actually seems to work roughly as well. Well, this was a terrible decision in hindsight. Probably in foresight for a lot of people as well. Please. That did 7 damage? Oh my god, my big arrow did 7 damage. Well. Come on. Come on. Oh, we did it! Oh, we did it. Next shot will be... Okay, so we got triple shot. Triple shot's fine. We might need more sticks quickly. Wooden sword's gonna break. Stomach starts to do a little grumbly grumble. I used a potion. I'm not thrilled about that, but... Oh, Scourge is here. Time to go. Well, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. We're going to the swamp. So, where is our salesperson? Salesperson is over here. We don't need this. We don't need this. We have enough leather. 1, 2, 3. And that. Okay, so we can make 1 piece of refined leather. We don't really have enough stone to make arrows, unfortunately. I mean, we can make some, just not very many. I'm gonna sell my bone arrows. You may disagree with that decision. I'm gonna make a fire starter. We're gonna make and eat some food, because I can afford to do that right now, and hopefully get some HP back. We only need to get 2 to get back to full HP. I haven't used that many potions so far, despite that god-awful boss fight. We got back to full HP. That feels awesome. Okay, wooden sword's gonna break, so we might as well sell it. Goodbye. What do we do now? Well, we're gonna keep everything we've got, including that 1 diamondite, even though we're never gonna be... Oh, we're gonna be able to use it eventually, but not for a while. Oh, first things first, we have to go to the smelter. And we will buy a bone sword as well. So you... 1, 2, 3... No, 1, 2. Yeah. No, 3. Sorry. I was thinking about making like an iron sword, which actually is something we might want to do because we have a lot of excess iron right now. We could make iron arrows, but I don't want to use iron arrows this early. So yeah, I think we will make an iron sword actually rather than buying a bone sword. Save some money. And skip a tier of gear. Yeah, and we'll just make a little bit of a shirt out of that. That'll give us extra HP, extra dex. I should have equipped this first and then eaten later, but that's fine. We've learned. Now, please give me 1, 2, 1, 2. Then we can make that, and that's very easy. And then we need a plank quickly, like this, and like that. All right, iron sword, attack +8, pretty good. That's basically it. We don't have a lot of arrows. We could make 35 iron arrows. But I'd rather save iron to gear quickly. To gear up, I should say. And then, you know, if we have an excess of iron later, that's great. We'll save those iron arrows for later. Now, what are the enemies in the swamp? Tiki Man. Okay, I recall. Yeah, I recall them being kind of assholes, too. But at least if we one-shot them, if that ends up being the norm, that's amazing. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Now these are just lovely creatures living their day, so we'll make sure to execute them summarily. And probably shouldn't be using as many arrows as I am. Really hoping that the swamp, and I know this seems counterintuitive, contains a staggering amount of minerals. So far it's been pretty good. There's a chest as well, which is nice. So the Tiki Men, oh, come on. That's fine. I can deal with that. The Tiki Men, it seems like we'll probably just smack them. Even though we almost have died. Let's eat some meat quickly, see if we get HP up. Yeah, okay. Still a little scared that we could be killed in one hit, but I don't think we can. You know what? Fuck you. I'll go over and get that experience. At the very least, we're getting more experience than we usually would get here. I don't know what the swamp is rich in. You would assume that it would be something swampy like mushrooms, but we'll see. More ironite. And what do we have here? That's like a stone, 2 stone great blades. So fucking stupid and worthless. Alright. Good, good, good. Keep it going here. How many arrows? 10 arrows left. That's not so bad. That was pretty lucky, I'll admit. Swamp seems like a pretty good mix. That was dumb. That was way dumber. Okay, relax. Swamp seems like a pretty good mix of better EXP, but not super difficult enemies. Relative to the forest. Getting a good amount of it, actually. And a good amount of minerals, which is kind of surprising to me as well. If you're angry by the amount of damage that I'm taking, do keep in mind, this is my first time going to the swamp in like 3 videos, I think. Something along those lines. Alright, Tiki Man, there we go. And I don't mind using another arrow to do that. Probably could have taken damage pretty easily there, but that's fine. Alright, so this is some free experience in the form of these, you know, dire wolves here. They're coming right for us. Decent amount. Can live with it. The meat's fine, too. I think I should just smack you. Yeah. Once I actually get, like, a decent formula for these guys and, you know, figure out how to dodge them effectively, life's good. Seems like, pelts are something you get a lot here. The kind of pelt that I don't need, unfortunately. And more iron, more stone, both of which valuable right now for different reasons. Dex has gone up, magic's gone up. Crusader's Scarf did work for us as well. And luckily, these enemies die in one hit. I guess this is like a beginner-focused biome, but what makes it more difficult than your average beginner-focused biome is that the enemies focus on range damage. Well, one of the enemies at least focuses on range damage. The others just kind of rush you quickly. So got a stone great blade. It's terrible. I really don't need a stone great blade. So be it though. Oh, I had a feeling you might come back to life here. Okay. I'd like to hit level 15 before the end, but it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. Pretty close though. Where do we go next? I think we go to the caves. It's either the caves or the Veld. Veld's pretty good for experience, but well, are we gonna be farming broodmothers right now? Probably not. So maybe we do go to the Veld instead, assuming our arrow situation holds out. And we can buy a gold piece of gear, which we may want to as we get moving forward here. Let's give it a try. Yeah, so we're gonna go caves. Or, sorry, I meant to go Velt. That's fine, though. Well, I forgot what district we're on as well. Guess we can't see. We'll see when we go through. This is still, it's totally fine. Raw chicken, I'm just gonna sell. We have so much meat that it's hard for me to get offended by, or it's hard for me to feel like this is a bad decision, I should say. We're gonna sell our 1 bone. And we'll cook our meat quickly. We probably won't eat it yet, because, you know, you saw that if you eat it all in one fell swoop, you spend more time being not totally full, which means you get a greater chance of actually gaining HP back. Okay, this goes back here. And this goes up here. Alright. Monster pelts get sold. Stone gets turned into arrows. We have 1 right now. That'll be 21 now. And on the caves, 21 arrows goes a long way. We can make another 3 pieces of refined leather, which is exactly what we want. The rest of our leather worthless for now, but will be worth something later. Alright, what do you have for me? We need to give you 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now that'll give us 1 piece of that. And we might as well make an iron... 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, an iron shield. And then we've totally teched out of iron. We can use iron for arrows now, but I'm gonna save raw iron until we're ready to use iron for arrows non-stop. Let's go up to this young man up here, and we don't need these vials of poison, I just realized. Alright, Leatherworker was down there. I should have figured that out. Is there any other, like, gold tier stuff we want to buy? There's a golden axe, but I don't want to buy it. So, this goes here, this goes here. And 1, 2, 3. Pretty good. Alright. Forgive me, but I may use a potion. I guess not. Well, it's time to go. Still say this went pretty well. 21 arrows. Could be better, but hopefully we get some stone here. Lots of it. And, you know, of course, goldium's nice too. What's the rule, in my opinion? Well, we're gonna snipe this guy to get into a better position for ourselves. Should get lots of experience here, but predominantly, if the enemies are alone, I'm gonna use arrows for bats. There's our dex skill. Our final one. Oh, it's the wisp. Okay, the wisp is so good. And if the enemies are alone, I will just smack the bugs. And in 2, 3 hits, well, 3 hits is kind of a tall ask, but that's fine. Lots of gold here. A little bit of diamondite as well. That's very nice. Feels good. 2 hits with an arrow will take 1 out. And then we'll switch to the sword to do the final 3 hits necessary. Assuming we don't crit, of course. Gotta look at the district number when we finish this one. Just in case we are getting to the point where I'd like to switch the episode, or, you know, break the episode into 2. Which is still something that I like to do, despite the episodes not being too much longer than an hour. Just in case you get an hour-and-a-half run. You don't want to put it up in an hour-and-a-half, like, just an hour-and-a-half long format. That's happened in Isaac, like, once. An hour-and-a-half long episode, that is. And it's torture. People decide not to watch it. It's an issue. 2-parters, I think, work better. They do it on TV, and that's how I get all of my information on the real world. Please tell me that I have enough arrows to do this. Oh, I have to equip them. Okay, come back, thank you. And 1, 2, I should have exactly the... Well, actually, I had 1 more than I needed. Okay, that's a mimic for sure. Still another 25 arrows. Okay, so we've actually gained arrows here, which is really reassuring. And just make sure you actually hit the bat. And then smack you. There's a key in there. Sword hilt is like the worst fucking item you could ever imagine getting from a chest. It's the easiest thing to build. It would take 2 seconds to build it. Refined bone. I know I could use this for bone arrows, but I've basically decided that I don't want bone arrows in favor of just, instead having permanent extra inventory space. Alright. This guy's already aggroed, so I'm just gonna go for the kill with the bow. And there's some other stuff down here. I know there's a mimic. I really don't need an unstrung bow or a pick handle. Ironite pick's about to break. That's fine. We have a lot of Ironite left in the future. Or, you know, for us to use in the future. We got some refined diamondite from that mimic, which is crazy good, eventually. For right now, it's just going to take up space, but eventually that's going to be a really nice addition to our arsenal. Not for a while, though. That's a really strong level right there. Make sure we get some more goldium. Please don't break before the end of the floor. And... not a great shot. This is the end of the floor, so if it breaks and we miss out on one ironite, you know, shit happens, right? Not that big of a deal. Come on. There we go. Yeah, we missed out on one ironite. That's okay. So we have a choice, Velt or Caves. We're gonna go Velts, because the experience has been good. This is District 10, so this is gonna be the last one we cover in this episode. But first things first, we gotta sell everything. You get sold. Why do I have one refined leather? That must have dropped in the caves. I sold it. We possibly could use it later, admittedly, but I sold it. Just to give myself that permanent inventory space. Good. Okay, we gained a little HP there. We don't really have anything else we want to sell. Quickly make some more stone arrows. We don't have a lot of them. Can't quite buy a diamond sword yet. Can we buy an iron pick? We can buy a stone pick. Alright, so quickly come down here. Hello, yes, hi. With gold, actually, you know what? We can just make a gold pick. Higher durability. It's possible we'll never need to make another pick again. But if we do, it'll be a diamondite one, so, you know, it's win-win-win. It's down like so. There we go. Now with iron, we don't really need it for anything else except for arrows right now. We could get a decent amount of arrows. You know what? Let's, we'll still have one unrefined iron to soak that up. We won't make arrows with it yet. We'll just leave it sitting in the ironite bar form, but it is worth noting we could get 45 iron bars out of that at some point in the near future if we want to. Oh, we could have just bought a gold pick. That's really stupid of me, but it's not that stupid of me. It's just not my preference. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Part 2 will be linked in the video description below. Go check it out. Let me know your feedback on the, you know, more random-focused Magicite that we've got going on here. I want to keep the series going for as long as is humanly possible. And, of course, if you enjoyed the episode, click the like button and subscribe if you want to see more Magicite in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.